Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Propagandacast, another Monday Novice fight. Yes, indeed, we shall see two novices clashing for the living something. Not quite sure what I was trying to say there, but let's forget that and instead move on to the fact that it's a Monday Novice fight. And yes, indeed, it's going to be another 1 versus 1 on Semois. I've suddenly gotten a huge influx of replays, not all of them which are Monday Novice fights, which is quite amazing. Plus, I've managed to get myself quite a few good games as well, which I might also show. So I'm rather suddenly gone from being, well, I don't actually have a lot of replays, well, any sort of new ones which I haven't cast already, so now we're having a ton, which of course means there might be a few more slipping through the cracks. So my apologies for those that are sort of wondering, well, why didn't you cast my game? Because, well, I'm trying, and of course, if you want to speed things up, get me some more subscribers, because I'm actually getting rather close to the 1600. So of course there might be a chance for this second cast that day. If we, of course, get some more there, of course, this is going to be a slightly shorter game, but that's also going to allow me to perhaps, focus on more bits more specifically, and perhaps, a few more pauses. Trying to be a bit more instructive and all that silly business. We are, of course, seeing some more rather nice sort of, urban area right here in the center. Lots of close quarters, lots of things we can sneak up with the Bokars here. Points sort of evenly spread, and of course these two very harassable fuel points. Although that's not really going to be the sort of focus points on this match. This is going to be something else. It's sort of going to be tempo, sort of pressure on the opponent, resource management, and pushing advantages. Who shall be finding here in the southern economy? Yes, in Ksh4000. Yes, indeed, Ksh4000. Opposing him shall be WaffenCRO. WaffenCRO, I'm not entirely sure what that means. He will be fighting, though, for the... oh, I don't know, let's just say 17th SS, while KSH shall be fighting for the 29th Infantry Division. Hurrah! So then, on to the action, on to the fighting, on to the clashing and all that. We see a little high from WaffenCRO. Engineers heading outwards. I mean, so far there's nothing really highly indeterminable about this being a Monday Novice fight, of course. Except, of course, with the American and going for the weapon support since the start. And only one engineer team. Rate of increase about levels. WaffenCRO being only rank 5. Ksh4000 being 7. Wehrmacht quarters going up, focusing both pioneers in this, swiftly getting up the Wehrmacht quarters. He's certainly been learning a bit from the Propagandacast, if he is indeed the one who watches it. Either of them could, of course, since one of them sent them in. Bit slow there. He might have actually sort of had to sort of order them out. And of course, a big quick tip, when you're doing something in the beginning, after setting up, press the 0 on the numpad or otherwise what you might do to bring up the tactical map. And then, for example, hold shift down. And then afterwards, queue up orders by, selecting the points and right-clicking. It can happen very swiftly, and that way, of course, you don't have to constantly manage. And in this case, I think KSH is asking for a second, if this is a sort of a Smurf profile. I don't think it is. Of course, it's a bit odd to ask for a second ID, but, second profile, that's not the case. And again, sort of here, things slow up. I mean, again, numpad or, press this button, hold down shift, and then sort of queue up the actions, rushing in the pioneers towards the center. I mean, usually most players actually sort of send the troops, the pioneers over here, sort of where there's not going to be much fighting, and try and secure their high munitions point, at least on this map. Volkskanäs moving in, and they are, where are they going? They are not going towards this sort of suspected point of fighting. Again, a bit of a mismanaged move here. Usually try to send the troops where you actually expect the fighting to happen. The pioneers usually where you expect it not to happen, or at least you keep them close together. In this case, he's actually spreading them out. Second Volkskanäs team on the way. Pioneers rushing up here. American sort of getting a nice spread himself as well. So far, none have gone for these 2 points though. Pioneers trying to lay down barbed wire again without infantry support. They're going to be in a bit of trouble. They need to retreat. And again, laying down barbed wire in front of the enemy. Bad idea. And WaffenCRO does not react with his Volksgrenadier. And that's again not entirely great. Second Volksgrenadier team arrives, rather than going straight for the cut-off point. Not a bad idea, certainly quite aggressive so far. Nice. Volksgrenadier engaging the riflemen. And the Volksgrenadiers here just continuing. They might be having some sort of idea, I'm not entirely sure. Riflemen being forced slightly back. And there we go, barbed wire. Oh, he's firing them off on the wrong side. It's sort of like painting yourself in a corner, except you're doing it with barbed wire and the enemy's on the side where you are as well. Let's go. Then Volkswagen out in the open again. You know, try to remember to use cover, engage riflemen at range. I mean, for example, here would have been a better choice from the beginning, or perhaps, you know, rushing, sneaking up through here, and then perhaps taking up position in that house. And again, now these Volkswagen can't actually assist because, well, they can, but that's only going to be taking quite a route. MG42, they're moving in. Volkswagen is still not doing too well. Again, also remember when you're using garrisoning. Also, this cafes, for some reason, it can't use the side here, despite there's a big hole. But, I mean, remember, where are the windows? You know, can they fire from it? Otherwise, you're basically just stuffing some troops in there to have a party. They might as well be having a party. And you're not invited. So stop it. MG42 standing up to support the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen are doing pretty badly. MG42 not in a good position either. It's pretty much exposed. But riflemen are pulling back, so that's a small relief. Although one man is actually able to fire from this cafe. Volkswagen continue here in the south. Munitions point finally here secured. And there we go. Finally getting those riflemen out. Now he's stuffing some of them in the church. I mean, the church again. Remember, windows. Not really achieving that much here. In this case, one can only fire here. Only two on these sides. Not the best building for sort of stuff like rifles. It's more for automatic weapons or bazookas or Panzergrenadiers in case, of course, you want to protect them against tanks. And we are seeing more Volkswagen coming out. We are seeing 3 Volkswagen teams out. This team sort of forgotten. Again, not good. The American commander again, he's hanging back as well, you know, stuffing riflemen there. He's probably expecting the German attack, but it might better sort of try to move about, secure this point, and otherwise, you know, harass the German rather than, you know, just waiting in for to pull the punch, because that might not go to your advantage. Volkswagen advancing, trying to stay in cover. This is good. Other Volkswagen and pioneers getting reinforced, and we're seeing a 4th Volkswagen team out. That's actually pretty slightly peculiar. Riflemen getting suppressed though from the MG42. Good thing supporting the assault with the schweres Ksh4000. We are seeing a bit of harassment out here to sort of counter this one down here. Point finally being secured. Retreating the Volkswagen there, and we are seeing some forces moving up there. So again, sort of slight action. These riflemen there, for example, again, not really achieving much. He could have been doing much better there, Mr. Ksh4000. We aren't really seeing much mining going on from him either. Again, he's sort of a bit hanging too much back, and sort of expecting the Wehrmacht to sort of just, you know, wall around, not really doing much. Oh, he's actually sort of underestimating WaffenCRO, which is not good either. In particular, not if there's the potential that your opponent has been watching the Propagandacast. Yes, indeed, a bit of advertisement from my own channel. Yeah, that's not making much sense, but there you go. Volkswagen is holding off as the rifle advance. One down. And they're actually running right past the Volkswagen to line light cover. That's less good. Rifle, in fact, down to half health. They might be running into more Volkswagen. And further fighting going on here in the center. Rifle pushing on again. He's stuffing the ones in the church, not achieving much. He could be moving up here. Take up off a firing position there and fire into the flanks. But no, again, I mean, remember, this is what actual flanking, you know, it's not just charging in. It's sort of, you know, keeping the opponent tied up at one point and then moving in to take advantage of the point where the cover doesn't really apply. So, for example, here, you know, keep the rifleman here, keep the Volkswagen and the MG42 focused here, then move the rifleman up here, and then sort of take our position right there. Then, of course, and let's just sort of visualize using the camera, he could be firing into the flank of these Volkswagen and that MG42, but as you might have noticed, that's not quite what's happening. Again, that's sort of the key about flanking about. And it's not happening where on the rifle instead. Again, they're out here in the open, firing out where the cover actually sort of applies. So important lesson there. Volkswagen is forcing away the rifleman there. That's some mining by the engineers there. And we are in fact seeing WaffenCRO laying down mines, and he's getting flamethrowers as well. Sneaky WaffenCRO. Riflemen actually now look like they might be pulling off the flank. Yes, indeed. Although a bit too late, and there we go. Finally, a Volkswagen goes down. Rifleman forced out. The rest are hiding inside the church, hoping for the house of God to provide the protection against the might of the Wehrmacht. As you might have noticed, it's not quite working. God is not bulletproof, or at least the churches aren't. Can't speak about the actual God. And Volkswagen is charging at the riflemen, though they are getting up too close. And again, you don't want to be charging at riflemen with their semi-automatics and M1 Garands. Usually don't, although in this case it looks like the Volkswagen might be winning. No, they're not. Now, mind, it can be a bit hard to determine at times. And there we go, retreating, 3 riflemen alive. And these riflemen also need to get out of there before the Wehrmacht finishes them off. 17th SS so far doing good with its low quality troops. Riflemen need to retreat, and there we go. The last man, Johnny, makes a run for it. And these Volkskriegs are not doing too well on the running into an engineer, but they run past each other. Oh dear. And these riflemen are not doing much other again. Ksh4000s make your problems so far, seems to be sort of keeping a move on things. On the other hand, he might be having plans, and we are seeing now 4 Volkskrieger teams, 1 MG42, 1 sniper. That's an awful lot of resources into the first tier. And of course, it will give you a lot of, early pushing power, but there's sort of course, this sort of danger here that your opponent might then, of course, decide, oh wait, my opponent is spending a lot of resources on staying in the first tier. I could perhaps sneak in for, an M8. And of course, if you don't have the skirmishes, you don't even have Panzergrenadiers. In that case, the only thing that can help you is mines, at least delay the M8. And of course, so again, you sort of have to sort of remember, what do you want? I mean, you sort of have to balance things between, having enough, units to sort of fight off the riflemen and the engineers, and you not get swiftly beaten off. And let's just pause it again because we're seeing another problem, but I'll get to that. And of course, at the same time, you don't want to be hanging about there too long, so your opponent might go for an M8 or a Sherman, and you don't have any anti-tank assets to stop it. So again, it's sort of a balancing act. And of course, partly, you sort of judge it by how much damage you do to the American compared to how much damage it does to you. And of course, it's not a bad idea to get a sort of solid force of in the first tier. I mean, 4 Volkskrieger and 1 MG42. Not entirely bad, although the sniper might be a bit overdoing it. Of course, now he's going for that skirmish phase. We're also seeing a supply out from the American. But again, he's sort of making the grand mistake, stuffing a lot of infantry inside a building. And again, they're not going to be able to be doing a lot of damage or even much at all. It's 10 riflemen inside a building where there's not even that many windows to actually get that much focus out of it. I mean, what could he be doing instead? He could be attacking through here, flanking all the with some engineers to clear the way. Good mining, though. Really good mining from WaffenCRO. He's definitely learning from somewhere. And of course, he could also be sneaking up here and, going here. Instead of, trying to sort of... I'm not entirely sure what he's hoping to achieve right here in the center. That's not the best option. But lots of mines from WaffenCRO. He's not taking any chances. And that's nice to see. Sniper advancing up. Again, rifleman not really having that building. Motor pool on the way, though, for Ksh4000. Rifleman getting sniped. MG40 having a pretty nice position here. Rifleman retreating, some getting sniped. And there we go, full retreat from the center. Did not really go to their advantage. And at the same time, WaffenCRO rather deciding to, keep things onwards. Now getting a bunker as well. He might be going for a medic bunker considering the position. Volkskrieger is advancing, although there's no one building a, say, Krieg barracks. Engineers advancing through here. No minesweepers, though. No minesweepers. Yeah, this could easily end up badly for him. Pioneers advancing up here. No Krieg barracks still. Rifleman getting sniped. Bunker is up. More mines from WaffenCRO. Perhaps he might actually be sort of expecting some sort of M8 right, and of course using the mines to sort of protect against that, at least partially. Oh wait, there's actually a mine there from Ksh4000. Volkskrieger is taking heavy damage, but not quite anything else. Engineers advancing with minesweepers after they've hit the mine after. Oh, the irony. Rifleman moving up against the Volkskrieger's mines. Pioneers with flamethrowers. Engineers need to get out of there. Again, don't take points while the enemy is there. And of course, in this case, priorities. Focus down the pioneers in these cases where they have barely any health. I mean, that's rather what you want to do. Not be rushing into a house where they can do even more damage against you. And of course, otherwise a bit of cover. Now he's actually pulling back. Stormtroopers now arriving. More of the solid SS veterans of the division. Looking dashing. Rifleman being forced away. That was a good combination there again. Priorities. Target the chaps with the flamethrowers first. Otherwise reinforcing there. It looks like he actually has 5 rifleman teams, and looks like he's lost all of his engineers. Oh wait, no, he has 1 there. But the M8 is ready. That could certainly pull the advantage. Stormtroopers ready. He could be using those, of course, for his anti-tank assets, giving them a Panzergrenadier. It's not uncommon to see players, decide, okay, I'll go heavy in the first tier, go Blitzkrieg, get Stormtroopers, get Panzergrenadiers. You are not level 5. Well, that doesn't actually stop him from being level 5, but of course there's a difference of being currently level 5 and actually playing as one. Mine hit there, and he hadn't, upgraded again. You know, always get the armored skirts for M8s. Always. No exceptions. No substitutes. No anything.
All mines laid as ordered.
I mean, of course, there's been a more aggressive and more competent American player. Things might not be looking so good for WaffenCRO, but I mean, he's doing pretty well. And now we are just seeing a huge surge of American forces. Just charging forwards. This is pretty much a Soviet-style wave. This is, I think this is a platoon or two actually on the march. 30 men. All in all, not using cover, advancing across the road. Of course, their Volksgrenadiers dropped one. Another dropped. Stormtroopers and Volksgrenadiers ready to support. And now the riflemen are just streaming in. Again, remember to use cover when attacking. Always try to sort of leapfrog between it. And there we go, just charging in. Stormtroopers under heavy fire. They're caught in the middle. They moved in a bit too far. And they're taking heavy fire. I mean, just look at the wooden cart getting disintegrated by all of this fire. Rückzug, Männer, Rückzug. The Stormtroopers getting slaughtered. And the American commander's really pushing in. WaffenCRO is trying to stop this, but he doesn't have an MG42, which really would be the best option here, I think. Volksgrenadiers, oh dear, that was a bad move. Actually losing a Volksgrenadier team down to... He's actually lost a few. Oh wait, no, only one. Never mind. Sniper also a bit too close. Rifleman could stream onwards. And veterans you want for these chaps. Volksgrenadiers getting hunted down. Get those chaps out of there. Oh, MG fire. Out in the road though. Not good. Sniper could be caught. Keep those riflemen moving. Keep them moving. Medics moving in. Sniper caught. And BARs at the same time. And he doesn't focus it down. Oh, what a blunder. And again, not moving up, you know, keep pushing. Now, when you've broken the main defensive line, which we rather saw here, you know, at the market square, you keep pushing. And actually, time to go a look at Ksh4000 and have a mid-game analysis. What is the current situation? Well, not the strongest for Ksh4000, although he's using minesweepers now. That is good, though he's not clearing out the mines. And there's actually more mines from WaffenCRO. Quite incredible. Lots of infantry, he's sort of streaming forwards again and again. More stormtroopers. And again, we are seeing those fire rifleman teams. He does have the supplied upgrades, though no upgrades, no TRIA center either. That could have been good. And no medic station either. Again, his main problem though. Not enough energy, not enough aggression, not enough pushing onwards. He needs to sort of, you know, keep this rifleman moving, take some points, take some victory points, do some more damage to WaffenCRO. And of course, in this case, with the MG42 firing down here, a good move would be to sort of move up here. Yes, the Green Knights will be showing. And then sort of try to sneak up through here and then sort of attack that way. I mean, that would be one way of doing so. So sort of hope you get that idea. Meanwhile, we are of course seeing the Wehrmacht pushing on. A sniper could be using a medic pack. No kamfpgruppe center. In fact, he's still, you know, sort of stuck in the tier first here. We're seeing another M8. He's also got the munitions though. He could be going for grenades as well. Could work. Or another maneuver might be to either go infantry or airborne, get either some howitzer strikes or some strafing runs. But let us return. Rifleman standing out here, gunning down medics. Stormtroopers on the move. Engineers standing about doing nothing again. Q actions, Q actions. And it looks like he might actually be going through here this path against the MG42. No, he's actually ignoring it. Riflemen taking losses against the more accurate and more tough Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers actually being some of the toughest infantry units in the game. And Riflemen are on the run from the lethal Stormtrooper. And again, skirmish actually means I'm watching a replay. So kindly don't, you know, do that. And of course, not sure if he watches my channel. He's just someone I met. Oh, never mind. What he probably doesn't know is I'm casting a game, mate.
Greyhound here. Engineers ready.
Still not a lot of moving from Ksh4000. Still a bit depressing. More stormtroopers. WaffenCRO laying up a bit passively there. And I actually had quite a few, but again, it's sort of I decided I wanted to cast perhaps a shorter one this time, because I thought this one had some interesting bits again in terms of, you know, resource spent and used. And again, pretty heavy first tier again, not what I'd recommend. In most cases, it could actually bite you in the ass against a high-ranking player, but again, it also does show, you know, that a pretty good, solid early push can actually also give you the advantage, as the damage, of course, allow you to be aggressive. But again, you know, prepare for M8s then, because your opponent will be trying to go for it. And there we go, second aid moving in, M8. And we are not seeing a single Panzergrenadier out for Mr. WaffenCRO. He should have been expecting this after, for example, the first one. Volksgrenadiers is getting gunned down. Now things are looking a lot less fluid for WaffenCRO. Too many things going on. The BARs are simply too much. He's losing too much, in fact. Stormtroopers taking losses. Volksgrenadiers taking losses. Sturm, how bits are moving in. And these Volksgrenadiers, will they make it out of there? Will little Heinz make it? Yes. By Joe, looks like he made it. Medics moving in. Volksgrenadiers moving in here. And sniper providing support. Medics getting gunned down though.
Grenades have arrived.
And now we are in fact seeing grenades up for Ksh4000. We're still not. He's actually gone armor. Now that's not what I'd recommend. But there you go. He's laying down Greyhound mines as well. Intriguing. Again, not what I'd recommend it against such a infantry heavy opponent. I mean, again, some howitzer strikes or a strafing round could really have done a lot of damage at the right times against WaffenCRO, who's now going for a Kampfkraft center to sort of get some veterancy for his units. Again, what we like to see. This is good. This is good resource management again. Ksh4000 making the sort of novice American mistake, you know, not pushing on, being aggressive. As the American, you have to really keep up the pressure, even when you're not entirely sure where to do it. You know, trying to find the weak spot. You know, again, leading with minesweepers, clear out this area, and then do some damage here, attack, all that sort of things. And sadly, that's just not what's quite happening.
The Axis are capturing a sector.
MG42 coming here through what remains of the cemetery. Stormtroopers equipped with the Panzergrenadiers, and quickly negating what was gained by Ksh4000.
Light mechanized here. We hold the munitions location.
Anti-tank gun on the way. This is good. Rifleman moving towards the east. This is also good. He's shifting his axis of attack to where he probably doesn't expect the opponent to be as strong. Grenadiers have been reformed from all those wounded Stormtroopers and Volksgrenadiers. Oh my goodness. One good hit from this Stu-42 clears out almost an entire rifleman team. And Stormtroopers and Volksgrenadiers moving against the M8. M8 needs to get away. Get away. Oh, the M8 mine got set off. You have to be careful with that. The Panzergrenadier can do that. M8 is never mind. Looks like the Volksgrenadier sergeant just managed to shoot the driver or something with that last sliver of health, and the M8 is down. Grenadiers being forced away, Panzergrenadier in hand, and now crossing the river a bit too closely.
Front shifting.
Although it looks like no further mines are there. Pioneers being shot at.
200 points. Supply.
And the American commander is just streaming through in one huge horde again, swarming practically.
Enemy unit.
Pioneers are down.
Forward supply lines are
Spread out, my friend. Stu-42 being... No, it's hit a Greyhound mine itself, so it's actually quite damaged. Greyhound mines are actually pretty powerful, and again, you could be using more of them if you are an American commander. Medics now coming under fire again. WaffenCRO's medics needs bodyguards, it seems. Stormtroopers charging in, no assault rifles. Sniper not anywhere near there, and he's not even gotten his health pack. No grenades from the American commander either, which is a bit odd considering he actually went for it. Stormtroopers landing in trouble, lots of automatic fire, and he's climbing up all the units in there. I mean, with some buildings like this, of course, some units can sort of stand there and they will still be protected, so not all bad. I mean, and of course, when you are sort of surrounded and have a lot of infantry, I mean, with enough windows, I mean, it can work. But when you've got an opponent with Stormtroopers who are known to have bundled grenades, this might not be the ideal solution. It looks like he's sort of getting an idea. Stormtroopers are going down. Veteran T2 for one rifleman team. Oh dear, heavy losses for the Stoßtruppen. But more are moving forwards. He seems quite fond of them. He could consider getting some veterancy for them as well. Looks like these riflemen are coming under fire. And they are a bit in trouble, caught behind wooden carts. And the Sturmhaubitze moves in. Damaged engine notwithstanding. The anti-tank gun is sort of there expecting a base rush, but that's not quite going to happen. Oh no. Another mine, another clumped up, and again right when most of the units were in water. Just horrific. A tragic sight. But again, that's rather what being good with mines can do for you, and certainly WaffenCRO has learned his lessons well. Mines are great, in particular at choke points like that. He could be pushing on a bit harder. And minesweepers again. Ksh4000 does seem to be slightly learning, but not quite fully. Floating resources. Not good. Of course, he could be sending some more riflemen to fight here. And get those riflemen reinforced. Pioneers being forced away. Stormers are pulling slightly off again as well. And these riflemen need to get... Oh, why isn't he getting those away? Now it's simply going to be too late. Those stormtroopers and Volksgunners will finish them off. Yes, indeed. Much too passive, much too conservative in his usage of troops. Not really looking good. And mines right there. Oh, sneaky that. Of course, he could have snuck up there because most people actually don't think about that bit.
Allied war machine is at 100%.
Oh dear!
Allies are down to 100 points.
That didn't quite work out well. An MP40 shows with the Volksgunners just after they forced the riflemen off by heroically sitting off the mine while they're still standing on it, I suppose you could call it. Stu-42 not getting repaired. That's something WaffenCRO could quickly work on. Hopefully some veterancy on the way for it. Yes, indeed. But not a lot of infantry upgrades otherwise. No assault rifles. And the American commander again not really doing too well either. I rather suspect he's lost his spirit at this stage of the fight. Completely having underestimated his opponent, who's now actually giving him quite the bashing. And yes, I know it's a bit one-sided, but I do think there are some valuable lessons in this game. And again, I rather felt like doing a shorter one for once. Hopefully she'll be able to do it better with some better games, of course, less novice ones. Tomorrow might even have a good 2 versus 2 if I can find it. And GG. GG. Never say wrong level. And again, I mean, if he didn't and I checked his, it certainly was right. But there you go, you can sort of play higher level, of course, if you're sort of new to this. And again, if you're watching the Propagandacast, oh, this looks rather spiffing, you know, firing heroically, one comrade falling. Yes, yes. Although it sort of looks like he's fainting. Anyways, what can we learn from this? Well, of course, the major American problem was, you know, lack of aggression. He was quite several times standing about doing nothing or stuffing his troops in buildings where they had nothing to be doing. Again, sort of remember how to go units, windows, always count the windows, you know, when you stuff infantry in it. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing much good with it. Very important distinction right there. Good mining again, really good mining. Could have been using battle wire as well in later sort of greater stages. Strong push in the beginning, and that's a bit rare with the Wehrmacht, of course. Although it was certainly fortunate that his opponent was rather slow in getting the M8, otherwise more damage could have been done. Then again, always get armored skirts with your M8 because that first one was simply lost because it ran unupgraded into a mine. And again, good mining again, really good mining. Like to see that certainly helped quite greatly for WaffenCRO. Not fast enough for the Panzergrenadiers though. Nice medic bunker. In fact, he did a lot of good things. You know, there's certainly a lot of novice mistakes, but you know, there was also a lot of things that show he's actually learning and he's actually watching the Propagandacast. And again, yes, blatant me saying, oh, my channel is amazing, but again, yeah, that's rather what I like to believe. And certainly like to believe my, you know, viewers sort of learn the most because they're such intelligent and wonderful people. But there you go. I do hope you enjoyed this Monday Novice fight. If you did, why not subscribe or tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.